ESPN welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Listen up, America. Since 1975, I've been bleeding green and white. What does that mean? It means we've been through it all, the ups and the downs. For us, no matter what, we're there. And now is the time to take a stand. Look to the coach and the kid against one of our bitter rivals. Cause this is our house, our New York, the brash and the bravado, the sweat and the pain. We're here to do one thing, win it all. Cause we're not only proud, we are the
He's one of the best fans of the NFL, Fireman Ed, former New York Fireman Ed Angelo. Jets fans love that guy as well. Represents many a generation of frustrated Jets fans over the years. Trying to see their team turn things around. Jets have lost 3 in a row on the road. They return home and they'll get the ball first. They've won the toss and will receive. Kickoff from Miami's Dan Carpenter on this 55-degree night. We begin with a short kick and a return by Joe McKnight. After it bounced, got a big block, and McKnight across the 30 and out of bounds at the 37-yard line. John Connor, the fullback, threw the big block. 37 start for the Jets quarterback, Mark Sanchez. Too many turnovers, 9 in the first 5 games.
56% passer. He's been beat up. Broke his nose against the Raiders. There's change all around him at the skill positions. He's only 1-3 against the Miami Dolphins. It's important that the Jets have success early. Do not let this Dolphin defense get any confidence.
And Johnny, opening drive for the Jets, starting from the 37. On play action, Sanchez fires towards Sean Green. He doesn't pull it in. It's incomplete. Green, only 3.3 yards per carry. We'll see him, LaDainian Tomlinson on third down as well. Get the 2 Super Bowl catch heroes, Holmes and Burris, and Dustin Keller, the top pass catcher. Up front to this point, not as stout as they have been the last 2 seasons. And you saw the value of Nick Mangold when he missed the Oakland and Baltimore game. It's almost like the Jets offense couldn't function. He's back, told me before the game he's feeling good on that ankle. Green to the right, barely a yard. And already a little frustration from the fans, and here's the defense for Miami. Paul Soliai, their best defensive lineman, off the field half the snaps as teams spread the Dolphins out. The big sack guy is Cameron Wake, 14 last year, 3 this season. It's third down. It's Jason Taylor time. He's going to rush off the edge. At the corner, they're thrilled to get Vontae Davis back. Missed the last couple of games with a hamstring injury. Officially, they gave Green to LaDainian Tomlinson, the back on 3rd and 8. The Dolphin defenders dancing and blitzing. Sanchez throws. It is incomplete for Holmes. Man-to-man coverage with Davis. Fans wanted a flag. 3 and out New York.
First third down of the game. Mike Nolan sends all-out pressure. Watch all these Dolphins blitz Mark Sanchez. There's no safety in the middle of the field. Jets do a nice job picking it up. There's Santonio Holmes one-on-one. And Vontae Davis is back, Jaws. And if he's back, he can really cover.
DJ Connolly, the punter for the Jets. Devon Bess is back. The kick is 51 yards. Bess from the 10 only gets 4 on the return. Ellis Lankster, backup defensive back, makes the tackle. So after the 3 and out for the Jets, here comes the Miami quarterback, Matt Moore. He's 27. It's his 5th year in the league. His first 4, an undrafted player, made Carolina their opening day starter last year. And this is 14th now, Jaws, overall NFL start.
Yeah, Mike, and you said he's a 5-year vet. He has played well in spurts. He has a big arm. He has some mobility. He's a risk taker. He has a little swagger to his game and his personality. Watch for some of those shot plays off play action early.
Number 14, Reggie Bush, comes to the outside, and Reggie Bush creates his own space. Reggie down the sideline, out of bounds near midfield. It's a gain of 36.
Well, this is the guy that the Miami Dolphins must get going. He's the guy that can give you the explosive play, the big play. Nothing but a little line back play, and Reggie, an excellent move to the outside, and once he gets to the edge, Cromartie's not going to catch him.
And Daniel Thomas checks in, the rookie running back out of Kansas State. They have not had Bush and Thomas together very much this season. This 1-2 combination of Thomas and Bush really excites head coach Tony Sperano.
Reggie Bush's longest run since November of '09 when with New Orleans. As you said, John, Daniel Thomas, the rookie out of Kansas State, is in, and he gets a yard. So you'll see Bush and Thomas, who's been good when healthy, but Thomas has missed 2 of the first 4 games with a hamstring injury. We'll keep an eye on Marshall, see if he's up to any hijinks tonight. Anthony Fasano, the tight end, always seems to make big catches. Jake Long's a terrific player. He's an all-pro. He's given up a sack in each game. And Mike Pouncey, the rookie, gets his first test against this always changing and threatening Jets defense. Here's Moore's first pass attempt. It's caught by Marshall, stiff arming on Revis right near the first down at the 40-yard line.
Well, there's the Bear defense, man-to-man coverage. That's a matchup I came to see. Revis one-on-one with Marshall, who pushes off, breaks to the inside, ball thrown perfectly. Brandon Marshall needs to get going in this game for the Dolphins to win it. That matchup, Revis and Marshall, that's worth a ticket.
Yeah, now you can see Marshall, 6'4", 230. Boy, he has that strength to play against Revis.
Very close to the first down. They had an extra offensive lineman on the right side, close to you with Nate Garner, and a 3rd and inches throw. Up top, Moore. Incomplete, intended for Clyde Gates. I mean, it wasn't 3rd and a yard, it was 3rd and inches. And they choose to throw it there.
Against Darrell Revis. Clyde Gates, 4th-round draft choice out of Abilene Christian. You have 3rd and a foot at the 40-yard line. You might get Revis once or twice in a game early, but I wouldn't send a rookie 4th-round draft choice at that cap.
The Jets do play great 3rd and short defense, but physical team the Dolphins want to be, momentum building. Odd play choice, to say the least. Brandon Fields, the punter, kicks it end over end to keep it inside the 5. It's touched there at the 2-yard line by Marlon Moore. So it'll be a long field for Sanchez and the Jets. Miami had the one big play. Make nothing of it. Scoreless, 3:15 gone by.
ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by GMC. Enter the Never Say Never sweepstakes for a chance to win a GMC Sierra Denali at gmc.com/NFL. Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Here we go. And NFL.com. Go to NFL.com/mobile to learn more about NFL's mobile offerings.
Grand Central, Times Square, all the iconic images of the big city. And we're across the river on the Jersey side here at the Meadowlands, MetLife Stadium. Drive starts from the 2. Sean Green, the back. Gain of about 2.5. Koamisi, the tackle. Let's go back to that curious 3rd and short call.
Yeah, easy to say you should have run the ball. You're last in the league on 3rd down, but take a look at Lex Hilliard, the fullback. They don't cover him, and that's what happens when you have a new quarterback playing inexperienced. They cover Clyde Gates. There's nobody within 15 yards of the fullback. You have to be able to read the play. Brian Daboll has to be frustrated with that.
Brian Daboll is the offensive coordinator for Miami. Was with Cleveland the prior 2 seasons. 2nd and 7, Green. Good run defense early on here from the Dolphins. Kevin Burnett with the tackle. Just forecasting here. If there's no 3rd down conversion, there'll be some antsy fans in Green.
Oh, the Jets are right around that 33% area. This running game, you want to ground and pound. You can ground and pound every week, but against the Miami Dolphins base defense, that's going to be tough sledding tonight.
You saw Brian Schottenheimer in his 6th year with the Jets, the offensive coordinator. He sends LaDainian Tomlinson in the game on 3rd and 7. Miami brings pressure again, and Sanchez incomplete for his 3rd down receiver, Jeremy Curley. And the Jets go 3 and out again.
Excellent job by Miami Dolphins bringing pressure. That's their game plan right now. They want to get after Mark Sanchez and did a really nice job of dropping Burnett out in the passing lane. Good zone blitz exchange. Good scheming by Mike Nolan.
And look who's back here to return this punt, Reggie Bush. You want to get him in space. That's all we heard all week from the Dolphin coaches. Here he is.
Jay Connolly tries to kick away from Reggie, who has 4 career punt returns for touchdown. His second punt return as a Dolphin. As Bush tried to get to the sideline, he's brought down at the 47. He was well covered by the Jets' Nick Mello. 48 on the kick, 6 on the return. Terrific field position for the Dolphins. They're in Jets territory at the 47. New York's offense has sputtered. Second drive from Matt Moore. We mentioned he was with Carolina. He started the last game in the old Meadowlands against the Giants. The Jets had a game after that. And then he started a game in this stadium, the Giants' first game in this stadium last year. First down, he throws, and it's complete. Across the 37 to the 35-yard line. Daniel Thomas, the running back, comes up with the catch. So Moore has come in here, Jaws, with a very let-it-go attitude tonight.
Yeah, and you love that looseness that he has right now. You know, it is a nothing-to-lose attitude. They're 0-4, but he knows if he can turn this around, it could jumpstart his career. Did a nice job on that play. Nothing down the field, checking it down. Looked like a veteran that's played 5 years.
He was the opening day starter for the Panthers last year, then got injured. And Jimmy Clausen stepped in. Here's Bush with a cutback. Calvin paced the first hit. And Bart Scott cleans up with the tackle, but a good game on first down. So here's what happened to Chad Henne. The last game Miami played 15 days ago, miscommunication. Lex Hilliard on the audible. Henne had to keep it, goes down awkwardly. Shoulder injury, out for the year. Final year of his rookie contract, probably done as a Dolphin.
That's terrible. It's a new offense. You have a rookie center. You have a lockout. All that adds up when you try to change a lot of plays at the line of scrimmage.
Now we have Moore from the 30. Back shoulder throw caught by Marshall on Revis. First down gain of 20 for Miami.
Boy, Matt Moore showed great poise there, and Brandon Marshall looks like he's been working with Moore all year. Watch him get a release outside down the far sideline, and Matt Moore knew exactly what Brandon Marshall was going to do. This is the first time I've seen Revis one-on-one with Marshall. Remember last year, Antonio Cromartie matched up with Marshall. So far, Marshall meeting the challenge. He is playing like a monster.
Yeah, he better stay in the game. You don't want to see him thrown out if you're a Dolphin fan.
Touching the 10, first and goal. The rookie Thomas with a good run. Gains 5 to the 5-yard line. Well, we mentioned it earlier. Marshall talked about, I don't want to be known as the Beast anymore, which is a nickname Jaws gave him in his rookie season in Denver. I want to be known as the Monster. And he said you need to bring some anger, some passion to this team. Said he was willing to get kicked out in the second quarter of this game. He didn't back down from that last night when we talked to him. But his coach, Tony Sperano, said, we need you in the game. We need you to be passionate and focused.
So far, he's done that.
Got him one-on-one down at the bottom of the screen again.
On second and goal, Moore holds on for Fasano, the tight end, incomplete. The pressure came from Jamal Westerman.
It's the second time Matt Moore had plenty of time, but take a look at number 31 at the top of the screen, Charles Clay. He's going to end up wide open on the backside. That's the second time the Jets have blown a coverage and Matt Moore hasn't seen him. That doesn't bode well for this Jets defense early in this football game. Brian Daboll doing a nice job mixing formations.
Marshall alone with Revis, top of the screen. Third and goal. Moore from Marshall. Broken up by Revis.
What a battle. It's Frazier and Ali out there, Jaws.
Yeah, I love it.
Two of the best. Bump and run down in the red zone. 6'5" Marshall. Timing's just perfect. And Revis pokes it out with his left arm.
Yeah, Rex Ryan loves that one. That's going to be a great matchup to watch all night long. You see the quick hands of Darrelle Revis. We always talk about his feet and his hip turn. Boy, he showed excellent hand movement right there.
From 23, Dan Carpenter. who had a 22-yarder blocked against Houston, knocks it in, and the first points belong to the Dolphins. Miami, 3-0. Raiders, Broncos, Cowboys, Redskins, the only rivalries we've seen more often in the 42 years of Monday Night Football than the Jets and the Dolphins meeting on a Monday night for the 12th time. Speaking of Monday night, McKnight, Joe McKnight took a 107-yarder back on a Sunday against Baltimore. This one is short, it hit a Jet, it's a live ball, and the Dolphins got it. Miami ball at the 17-yard line. So the short kick by Carpenter for the second time goes off the shin of one of the up men, and Mike Westhoff, the veteran special teams coach, sees his unit make a huge mistake, and the Dolphins take over, recovered by Austin Spittler, the backup linebacker.
Well, you have to be able to judge the flight of the ball. John Connor's a fullback, number 38. And McKnight's got to communicate, you, me. There has to be some dialogue out there. An inexcusable breakdown, uncommon special teams error by Mike Westhoff's special teams.
Yeah, the ball bounced off the leg of number 50, Garrett McIntyre.
That's just the third takeaway for the Dolphins all year. And as Westhoff tries to get his guys organized, now wrecks his defense against a Miami group in the red zone again.
I want to see him slam this back.
Daniel Thomas tried the right, bounces left. What a tackle by Jim Leonard. If not for that tackle, he may get all the way home.
Dolphins have really struggled with their red zone offense. It's a 2-to-1 ratio, Jaws. They pass it twice as much as they run it. That was a good early down run. You see how close Thomas was to cut it back. But it's important that the Dolphins walk out of here with a touchdown. They've made plenty of field goals in the last year or so.
Thomas the lone back. They pounded with Thomas again. And this time, David Harris, the terrific linebacker in his 5th year out of Michigan, made the play.
Well, here it is in the last series. They run Daniel Thomas early. They make a positive 6-yard run. And then it's back-to-back passes. They miss Charles Clay, who's wide open, incomplete to Pisano. And on 3rd down, Revis steps up and covers Marshall. This red zone offense in Miami has just been awful this year so far. And a golden opportunity for a huge play here to jump on the Jets on the road.
Third and 7, Matt Moore has time. Threw it right to Revis, interception. Revis down the side, cuts back to this side, one block, and he's gone. Jerome Revis all the way home, 100 yards, touchdown, New York Jets.
I just don't know how it's not pass interference. Great play by Revis, Jaws, but
if you play with fire, John, you're going to get burned. This guy has incredible ball skills.
watch Marshall. He's working up the field. I just don't know how that's not pass interference. I know it's incidental contact, whatever you want to say. Revis is the best in football, and he's opportunistic when the ball's his way, but that's a lot of congestion to me, Jaws.
Darrelle Revis, third pick six of his career, 16th interception of his career, and it ties the longest interception return in Jets history, 100 yards. Nick Folk adds the extra point. The other 100-yarder 15 years ago, Aaron Glenn of the Jets against the Dolphins. And Revis, the contact with Marshall, the pick, and all the way home for Rex and company. 2008 against Arizona, 2009 against Carolina, Darrelle Revis's prior touchdowns. And now this line in the Jets record book, the 100-yard interception return, as the battle with Marshall and Revis continued. And that time the physical play of Revis got away with it.
He sure did. There was a lot of contact, Mike, well beyond 5 yards down the field. A lot of jostling, no call.
Nick Folk to kick. Clyde Gates to receive. Taking it out from 8 yards deep, the rookie out of Abilene Christian. Doesn't even get out to the 15-yard line. Emmanuel Cook with the tackle.
This is a penalty. It's always been a penalty. Revis is the best in football, but you can't let him put his arms around guys and pull their jerseys. I just think the officials missed that call, surprisingly so, in that situation. And Marshall and Coach Dayball feel the same way. But Darrelle Revis, if you step too close to the fire, he's going to burn you. Don't like that call at all. Missed call, I should say.
If it's not pass interference, certainly it's contact 5 yards down from the line of scrimmage.
There's plenty of rules. They could have picked one rule and called it.
Just a heartbreaker for the Miami offense after they got the turnover on the kickoff. Dolphins take over from the 14, and it is Daniel Thomas for the rookie. Mike DeVito gets the tackle. To introduce you to the Jets defense. Not the big impact plays as a group a year ago. The rookie first-round pick Muhammad Wilkerson has started every game. Linebacking core Jamal Westerman replaces Brian Thomas, who's out for the season with his torn Achilles. In the secondary, Antonio Cromartie is usually the guy we see the ball going at, but it's been Revis so far involved man-to-man, giving up a half foot to Brandon Marshall on this night. Thomas with the pulling guard, Vernon Carey trying to lead the way. Kept his legs going. I like the way he runs across the 20-yard line. Second-round pick Jaws out of Kansas State. A couple of years in Manhattan, ran for 2,850 yards.
Yeah, he is a powerful running back, and he's a guy that's going to grind it out for 4 and 5 yards. You're not likely to get the explosive play out of him. He's not that kind of runner, but he'll push the pile and move the chains for you.
This is where the Dolphins want to be. Third down and 1 to 4. They have been totally unsuccessful in long yardage third downs, and they have Reggie Bush lined up at the top of the screen as a wide receiver in motion.
4 Jets rush. Moore's throw is incomplete. David Harris perhaps got a finger on it, intended for Charles Clay, and we have pushing and shoving after the play that is now broken up.
David Harris has seen that route a million times. Used to call it a little spot 7. Watch him right here gravitate to his left and watch him just cover this little spot route by the wide receiver. Almost intercepts the pass. Common patterns against David Harris. Hard to get done. Great linebacker that can play on every down.
Joe McKnight's had a terrific impact all year for the Jets. He's back for the punt of Brandon Fields, who's averaging second best in the league. 51.5 yards per punt. Moonballs this guy hits. About 59 there. McKnight from the 20. Picking up the blocks to the near side. Return of about 11 yards. First contact by Lex Hilliard and Austin Spittler. Net of 47. See if the Jets offense can get going. They do have the lead. Oh, the New York Jets and Derek Mason. Rex Ryan said when they acquired the veteran from Baltimore, this could be an 80-90 catch guy. Mason had a lot of disgruntled looks on the sideline. 4 games, 13 catches, and then traded this Tuesday to Houston for a conditional 7th-round pick. It depends how many catches he has with the Texans. Rex Ryan said, well, we got Jeremy Curley coming along as a third-down receiver. Rex can be very convincing at times. When we asked him why Mason was traded and he went into the whole Curley third-down emerging guy, it wasn't very convincing. They got rid of Mason because it just wasn't fitting here.
Well, that didn't work out, and veteran receivers can be tough to deal with at times, but when you sign one, you inherit that responsibility of making it work. Unfortunately, that one backfired on the Jets.
John Connors, the lone back, as Sanchez gets to work. Joe McKnight split out as a receiver to the 37-yard line. John, you had a lot of veteran receivers in your time.
Yes, I did, and hey, it's tough. I remember Tim Brown yelling at me saying, hey, Gruden, give me the ball next series or I'll kill you. Jerry Rice, we signed Jerry, and Jerry said, you better give me balls too, Gruden. That's one of the reasons it's safer up here being a broadcaster. Then I went down to Tampa Bay, and Keyshawn Johnson still won't talk to me. But when you hire some of these veteran receivers and you're the coach, your responsibility is to make it work, and unfortunately, it doesn't always.
Jets go trips to the right, run LT off to the left, and 2 yards until Vontae Davis makes the tackle. So is it that the guys are used to 70, 80 catches, and it's hard for them to get used to life?
Yeah, they're used to having great success, and when they change teams, it's tough on them. They still have that name on the back of their jersey, Mason, and everybody associates Mason with catches and success. And when it doesn't work out, A lot of times it's a coach's fault, and you have to inherit that responsibility.
And the quarterback has to live with it too, John. That guy's in the huddle with you all the time saying, give me the ball, give me the ball. I'm supposed to get 80, 85 catches. Tough on the QB as well.
Jets offense hasn't picked up a first down in 3 drives. Direct snap, Tomlinson. A throwback to Sanchez was covered by Miami. So LT tries to run for it and can't get it. What a terrific job by Miami's safety to stay with Sanchez as the play was chased down by Cameron Wake.
Well, that's a strange call. 3rd down and 4. Mark Sanchez is going to act like he's going to accept this high snap, and then he's going to leak out of the backfield, and Tomlinson's going to intercept the snap. And Rashad Jones, number 20, does an excellent job locating Mark Sanchez, and this Jet crowd isn't happy. 3 straight 3 and outs.
TJ Connolly kicks to Devon Bess. Can't stop it. Touchback. So the kick is 63. The net is 43, and Miami will take over at its own 20-yard line. The good news for the Jets is they lead 7-3, but other than that, 9 plays, 10 yards, no first downs in their first 3 drives.
You know, but I could understand why Brian Schottenheimer went to that gimmick and gadget play. They're just not moving the line of scrimmage. Just, you know, ground and pound and all these verbiage words that they have are just not working right now. So as a coordinator, you got to find something, maybe ignite your offense.
Schottenheimer certainly wasn't laughing or found any humor in those first 3 drives. Reggie Bush in the slot as Matt Moore is back to work. And just 2 yards for Reggie. Calvin Pace made the tackle for New York. So Reggie Bush, think about week 1, we were in Miami for their opener with the Patriots, and Reggie was hell-bent. He wants to be an every down back, but he's not seen much of the ball in the last couple of games.
Mike, he's not, but I like where he saw the ball there. He moved out in the slot. They threw him a pass. Reggie's not a pounder. He's not going to go mash it up inside those tackles 18, 20 times. Get him on the edge. Get him in space. Get him on the perimeter. Right, John?
Right.
2nd and 9 with a lead blocker. Reggie bounces to the outside, and he's going to pick up a first down here at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, you say get him in space.
That's right.
Space. He's got to get himself in space, just like he did right there. I formation, hand him the ball off to the left side. Watch him go. It's going to be a lead draw to the left side. Hilliard does a decent job. Reggie makes a safety miss. That's how he's going to get in space. All you guys that keep saying get Reggie in space, heck, the defense knows that. He's got to get himself in space. You're lost in space, Jaws.
Well, maybe the Jets will lose him in space. They get him out there a little bit more. Thanks for the kind words.
Reggie has runs of 36 and 11 on 2 of his 3 carries. That'll just be a 3-yarder there to the 35-yard line. Reggie Bush, number 2 overall pick in 2006 out of USC. And there is Reggie as a running back since he came into the league. Only 2 games where he's carried it more than 20 times, and he's been really the impact guy as a receiver. Most receptions and receiving yards among running backs in the NFL in that time. Dolphins do not huddle. Moore out of the pocket. Marshall's wide open. Brandon Marshall got past Tremarty. Could not stay in bounds. Oh, he had just a foot race with Jim Leonard. He couldn't stay in bounds. First down, and Miami wants to keep the gas pedal down.
This is what Matt Moore can do for your offense. We opened talking about the mobility of Matt Moore, the ability to extend the play. Here's the ISO, Brandon Marshall. Cromartie loses him because Matt Moore is broken outside the pocket. This is an excellent job by Matt Moore finding Brandon Marshall down the field, but you got to stay in bounds, big fella. You got 6.
And Cromartie's got to keep his coverage. You got to plaster onto your receivers. Antonio Cromartie has really struggled this year as a New York Jet.
Timeout taken here by Miami. There was a 46-yard play. As soon as the play is marked down, the clock resets. Oftentimes, you get teams that have to take timeouts after a long game. 11 seconds left in the quarter. Miami's dominated in terms of moving the ball, but the Jets have the 7-3 lead on the Darrelle Revis 100-yard interception.
Yeah, and Revis is at the bottom of the screen. Don't throw it at him anymore. 158 yards for the Dolphins, 10 for the Jets.
And here comes a little check down to Lex Hilliard, who has blockers. Hilliard inside the 5. When the second quarter starts, it'll be 1st and goal. Miami. David Harris, the tackle. Dolphins have 158 yards of offense. The Jets only 10. But the Jets lead after one. Quarter number 2, MetLife Stadium, Meadowlands in New Jersey. Mike Tirico, John Gruden, Ron Jaworski, Susie Culber on the sideline. Dominating first quarter for the Dolphins. Every place but the scoreboard. They have it first and goal at the 4. And it's Daniel Thomas seeking space left. He keeps going and going. Shy of the 1-yard line. Sione Boa and Marcus Dixon with the tackle. What about the dominance as we look at the stats by Miami in that first quarter?
Unbelievable. The Jets have yet to make a first down. It's the interception by Darrelle Revis that has the Jets in this game. But keep an eye on this offensive line of the Miami Dolphins. They are built to bang. The left tackle, Jake Long, a first-rounder. Carey at right guard. Pouncey at center. All first-rounders. Colombo's at right tackle. He came from Dallas as a free agent. They ought to hand the ball off again.
From the 1, they try it again, and that time the Jets stand tall. Tevaseo made the play.
Well, you're going to see penetration off the left side. It's going to be a slant play to the left. And Pouncey, the rookie center, is welcome to New Jersey. Key third down and goal just outside the 3-yard line.
Tevaseo and Kendrick Ellis. Ellis playing his first game, the 3rd-round pick in tonight for the injured Rapate Kitoitua. Made the play, and now the play clock running down. And Miami's going to have to take another timeout.
And if there's one problem that Pouncey has is his weight. Not big enough, he gets pushed back.
3rd and goal for the Dolphins from the 3.
ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by Verizon, the official wireless service provider of the NFL. Toyota, Snyder's of Hanover, share the best. And ESPNshop.com, where you can get all of your official NFL sideline gear.
Tonight's aerial coverage from the New York metropolitan area brought to you by Direct TV. Out of the timeout, 3rd and goal for the Dolphins at the 3. Brandon Marshall, bottom of the screen on Revis. Moore goes that way through the hands of Marshall. Incomplete, and we've seen a lot of that in the red zone with Brandon Marshall this year.
Yeah, no question, Mike. Coming into tonight's game, he's been targeted 7 times in the red zone, only had 1 reception for a touchdown, but a good job by Matt Moore. Gets the ball out a little bit on the back shoulder, but Brandon Marshall has to come up with this catch. It goes through his hand. The Jets came with the total blitz. The middle was open. Should have been a touchdown. Marshall can't hold on.
Good from 23. From 21 yards now. Carpenter. Jets are getting a good push on these kick block attempts, but they knock it through. Tony Sperano trying to keep his team positive for all of their errors in the red zone. Miami's run 6 plays and there's 6 yards in the red zone. They're down 1. Well, talking about the Brandon Marshall drops, he said this sun got in the way a little bit in that one in San Diego. And this is what we saw on a Monday night multiple times down in the red zone.
Well, he has 6 drops so far this season. That is the most in the National Football League, so clearly he's had some issues, but he can also make some great catches for you. But these are the killers, and these are the ones that move the chains. These are the reason the Dolphins struggle on 3rd down. And this one here is a killer. You got to make this play. This is one that's going to give you the lead. This ball is maybe just a hair behind him, but you got to come up with that catch.
Well, he scored 4 touchdowns since he's been in Miami. And the drops have been a problem. Somebody said 53 drops, whatever that number was in the last 3 or 4 years. If you don't get it done in the red zone, you might have to look up Hartline or Devon Best. You have other targets. They've gone to him 3 times in key situations so far tonight in the red zone. They're 0 for 3, and one of them was intercepted, run back for 100 yards. They need the beast or the monster, whatever your name is, to be a monster in those situations. I know he's disappointed in himself.
Short kickoffs have been a problem for the Jets. Let's see if they ironed it out. After the last situation, this one is cleanly caught, and Josh Baker, the fullback / tight end, advances it to the 35. They're trying to keep it away from the explosive return game, and Joe McKnight, so far they have. Next Monday night, we will be in Jacksonville to watch Ray Lewis and Reed, the Ravens. Joe Flacco's deep passing game take on Maurice Jones-Drew and the Jaguars. Ravens, Jaguars, Monday night countdown starts at 7 Eastern. Kickoff 8:30 Eastern. Now the Jets offense. 3 drives, 3 3-and-outs, no first downs. And a false start. This will be our first accepted penalty of the night.
False start, offense, number 78. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Tony Correnti with the call.
I'm just shocked at the Jets so far offensively in this football game. I know they've got a lot of new change. They've had some infighting, but 0 first downs. And the further you fall behind in the down and distance against anybody, tougher it gets.
Jets go empty. Middle. Play clock down to 2. Sanchez against the 4-man rush, completes it to the near side. And Santonio Holmes with the catch. They get some of the penalty yardage back after Avante Davis tackle.
And Will Allen read that route, number 25, and almost undercut it, and would have been a pick 6 going the other way. Now the Jets trying to spark their offense, go no huddle, trying to speed it up.
Back to the pass. Sanchez as Tomlinson crossing underneath as Davis takes him down. Past the 37-yard line. 3rd and 6 or 7 coming up.
No pass rush yet from the Miami Dolphins. Cameron Wade coming off your right side, number 91. Handled pretty well by Wayne Hunter. Dolphins only 6 sacks this year on defense. None by a defensive lineman.
No Philip Merling tonight for the Dolphins, who's played D-line in the nickel and dime. He's inactive. Tony Sperano said it's a decision between me and him when we asked him last night why Merling wasn't going to play. Some sort of discipline. 3rd and 6. Sanchez for Keller. Well covered by Kevin Burnett. And that is 4 drives. 4 3-and-outs.
That's what I love to see Kevin Burnett do. Burnett came here from the San Diego Chargers, where he was the Chargers' leading tackler last year. He was brought here to cover these tight ends. Watch Keller on the outside break. Number 56, Burnett says, I'll cover you. Excellent job reading the route. He has help over the top. Much improved by Kevin Burnett.
Good rush by T.J. Connolly. Almost got there. Connolly kills this one inside the 15-yard lines. Marquise Cole got down there, and it'll be Dolphin ball at the 11. Back to the end of the Baltimore game. 15 of the last 19 drives. The Jets unable to get a first down. Jets have lost 3 consecutive games. Tough games on the road. Miami winless on the season coming off its bye. 0-4. Dolphins have outplayed the Jets, but trail by 1 as the rookie Daniel Thomas runs it inside for about 2 or 3 yards. Coming in, the big matchup. It's been pretty good so far, John.
Oh, it sure has. Early in the game, an under route. Marshall pushes off inside of 5 yards. That's legal. And then later, a back shoulder fade. Look at the competition between these two great performers. Marshall gets it done on the back shoulder. Then in the red zone, Darrelle Revis with that left hand, he pokes the ball out. I thought it was PI, but you got to give Revis credit. And I said it. I'll say it again, Jaws. If you stay too close to the fire, you're going to get burned by that guy, Revis. Great matchup.
It's 1-on-1 on the bottom of the screen. After a gain of 3, Moore looking that way, coming back towards Marshall, who catches it at the 24-yard line for a first down.
Boy, what a terrific job by Matt Moore, hanging in the pocket and allowing Marshall to work the route. This is a deep route. There's a lot of pressure. You'll see it right here. Revis on Marshall does an excellent job at the top of the route right there, working back to the quarterback, giving Moore that window to throw the football into. That's a really polished route there by Brandon Marshall.
Dolphins having a hard time getting plays in, and you don't want to get to the line of scrimmage without much time against this Jet defense, but because you can't recognize where the blitz is coming from.
Able to get the adjustment of the play in time. Fumbled by Thomas, recovered by Fasano, and he gained 4 yards out of it. SportsCenter right now, Trey Wingo.
All right, Michael, thank you. The NFL says it will not fine Jim Harbaugh or Jim Schwartz for their postgame scuffle following the 49ers win in Detroit. NFL spokesman Greg Aiello says, fortunately, there was no fighting, thus no basis for a fine, which means more coaches could entertain us like this. Wideout Brandon Lloyd traded from Denver to the winless Rams for a conditional draft pick. That's the good news, I guess, for Lloyd. Bad news, Sam Bradford, a high ankle sprain in Sunday's loss to the Packers. It could be A.J. Feely Sunday against the Cowboys. Back to you.
All right, Trey, thank you. Miami takes it and runs it with Reggie Bush, trying to pick up a first down on 2nd and short. They'll come up a yard short of a first down, so it'll be 3rd and about a yard as we get under 10 minutes here in this second quarter.
Mike, but what I like what the Dolphins did on that play, they went to a quick count. The Jets defense is a movement defense. They like to move around, create confusion, your blocking schemes. You go a quick count, you'll force that defense to line up. Maybe not on that play, but down the road, they got to be aware of the quick count by the Dolphins.
Jets defense outstanding in short yardage. Little confusion there. Moore was very lucky as a penalty marker comes down to get the handoff off in time. His penalty marker's in the back. Usually when it comes from this deep on a play that short, it's too many men on the field on the defense.
12 players on defense. Number 12 player did not get off the field prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty will result in a first down.
And I think that's the first third down conversion of the night.
You are correct, John.
Yeah, either way, both teams.
Either way. And it took a penalty.
Dolphins using a lot of personnel substitutions on offense. They're inside of 12 seconds already, and that tells me they're going to be using a quick count again.
His first down, just shy of the 40. Reggie Bush with a run. About 3 or 4 yards. I know you're such a big fan of stats. Just for those who like to keep stats at home, because it was on a penalty, it's not considered a third down conversion. So we are still without a third down conversion for both teams.
My bad, Mike.
No. John's such a big fan of stats. I just want to.
Look out there on the Jets defense. You see number 93, Kendrick Ellis. No relation to Sean Ellis, the ex-Jet who went to New England. A totally rebuilt front for the Jets, and they need Ellis to really step up and help this run defense.
It's his first game in the NFL. He's their 3rd round pick. Penetration by Calvin Pace. Reggie Bush got away, and on cue, Kendrick Ellis comes up and makes the tackle for a loss of about 3 yards. Johnny's out of Hampton. He was dismissed after his time at South Carolina, went to Hampton. At 6'5", 330, Jets trying to get young and big up in that front there.
Yeah, when you bring in Ellis and Muhammad Wilkerson, Rex Ryan told us Ellis is the most talented guy he's had in a while. Going to take time to develop some of these young linemen these days. You can only put pads on once a week, Jaws.
That second down play really hurt the Dolphins. They need to stay on schedule. They lost yardage on second down, puts them in a 3rd and long.
Moore sees Jets pressure, gets it to Reggie Bush underneath quickly, but Marquise Cole's going to take him down shy of the first down, and Miami will be forced to punt it away.
Now that's how that second down negative play impacted the 3rd down play. If you don't lose the 3 yards on the previous play, you get yourself in that manageable situation where you can work that 5-yard area. There they work the 5-yard area and end up short.
Here's where Brandon Fields, the punter of the Dolphins, was magnificent last year, down in the ball, deep in Jets territory. This guy's something punting the football.
End over end, hard to catch tumbler. McKnight runs up, gets it to 15. He lost the football on a terrific hit by Jimmy Wilson, the quarterback, but the Jets get it back.
What a tomahawk play by Jimmy Wilson coming from behind.
Jets get all the special teams headlines, deservedly so. Miami's special teams have been big tonight, almost forcing a 2nd kicking game turnover. Ground and pound, the bumper sticker for the Jets' success, and play action passes off of it. Let's look at what happened with these featured runners. 59% run in the Thomas Jones years, 2009. About 50-50 with the run in their play calling. 39% thus far this year. Sean Green has taken over as the featured back. And when you're running less, the play action pass game, which has been effective in the Mark Sanchez 3 years, less effective in each season in terms of how the Jets call plays. So the search for an offensive identity with all the changing personnel has not found offensive success for the Jets this year and tonight. 12 plays, 19 yards to start this game. Sean Green to the edge, 1 yard. Will Allen off the corner helps the chase down.
Now you keep comparing the Jets to what they did in 2009. I'm tired of hearing that. The guys that are in the huddle for the Jets weren't here in 2009. Jaws, the left guard was Faneca. The right tackle was Woody. The tailback was Jones. The fullback was Richardson. And Hartsock was a blocking tight end. And the receivers are all new. So don't compare this 11 Jet offense with 9 anymore. It's not even close.
Neither is the production.
Sean Green in the back. Sanchez pumped back to the middle for Keller. Overshoots him, and it was a very small window with Jeremiah Bell covering. Third down coming up.
Well, this Dolphin defense, they are flying around tonight. They have everybody Velcroed. No areas for Sanchez to throw the football. You know, you watch the game, you can just see the energy with which the Dolphins are playing this game. They're playing at a different speed than the Jets.
Six rush for Miami. Sanchez throws underneath. There's a first down with Jeremy Curley, who lost the football, and is ruled down by contact at the 34. So it's a first down gain of 14. And finally, a Jets first down here tonight. Took him 24 minutes. Keep Curley's knee down after he was contacted before the ball comes out.
And it took the rookie to get that first down, and the fans give him a little cheer on that first down. A little sarcasm, I believe.
The 34, Sean Green with John Connor leading the way. He gets about 7 yards. John, you made the point that the faces have changed significantly on this team, but this was the whole ground and pound concept that Rex Ryan built. Run game, young quarterback, defense. You have to get the personnel to fit what your philosophy is going to be.
Yeah, it sure helps. You know, philosophy is one thing, and personnel's another. And clearly they're using John Connor as a fullback in motion to create a two-back set so they can pound the ball a little bit.
They go to the right with him and get a first down. Forward progress will take him out to the 45-yard line.
And Sean Green is an interesting back. In his third year as a New York Jet, University of Iowa, he saw Thomas Jones do it as a rookie. He saw Tomlinson last year, and it's his turn. But they do need to use LaDainian Tomlinson's overall skills because there's still plenty left. But Sean Green needs to break a long run or two to really ignite this rushing attack of the Jets.
Remember Green in that rookie season had their great playoffs. He carried 45 times for almost 200 yards. His long run this year is 15. Toss Tomlinson. Good pressure off the corner as Will Allen, a guy who came off a knee injury in 2010, was cut by Miami, came back after camp after he was cut and made a good play.
Well, it's going to be a toss right at you, and Will Allen does a nice job shooting his gun, beating the Brickishaw Ferguson. When you toss the ball and you pull these big offensive linemen, you have to defeat those blocks by sometimes anticipating it. That time it looked like Mike Nolan called a blitz. Great play by Will Allen.
Sanchez gets his feet tangled with his offensive lineman. Has time. Has Keller. Dustin Keller, first down for the Jets at the 31-yard line. A pickup of 27.
It's really plagued this Miami Dolphin team. Nice job by Mark Sanchez. You have a bad thing happen in the backfield, but Sanchez recovers. But look at this Dolphin pass rush. There's just nobody near Mark Sanchez at all. And if you give a good NFL quarterback that kind of time, he's going to hurt you. Jets are fortunate there that that ball didn't get dislodged with the miscommunication in the backfield. Dolphins have to find a pass rush.
They're going to have to bring some heat, John. They're going to have to bring some linebackers or safeties. That down group isn't getting it done.
3 consecutive first downs, some rhythm for the Jets. Sanchez up top, caught by Santonio Holmes, out of bounds at the 12-yard line. They'll mark him at the 11. Gain of 20.
Yeah, when you get the running game going, the play-action game gets going, you get the safeties peaked in the backfield. That means you get one-on-one on the outside. Santonio Holmes pushes the route, really steps on the toes of Vontae Davis. Big window to throw this one into. This is when it's fun playing quarterback, when they begin to respect that run and you get those isolation routes on the outside.
Plaxico Burress at the top of the screen. They love to isolate him in these tight red zones. I'd be surprised if they don't give him a look right here.
Sean Smith up there on coverage. He'll come to this side with a run. And Green is stopped. Cameron Wake, Koamisi come over to get him as we get to the 2-minute warning. Very rapidly played first half. Only the Revis 100-yard interception return. Jets points. But New York's up 1. Toyota halftime show coming up with Chris Berman, Adam Schefter, Chris Mortensen. Back to the Patriots rally win over Dallas. Brandon Lloyd traded. The trade deadline comes up tomorrow. And the latest on the Gyms, Harbaugh and Schwartz. And they're head-to-head. If you know either guy or both guys, that was their personality coming out. Fiery, and it's one of the reasons they've turned around bad teams and made them good. But still no excuse for what happened at the end of the game. The update on what the league has to say about it coming up at halftime.
Sanchez 3 of 4 on this drive, Mike, after starting 3 of 7, so he's starting to heat up.
Inside of 2 minutes, all replay challenges rest of the way, initiated upstairs. 2nd and long for the Jets. Shovel to Tomlinson, got a good block from Moore and gets down to the 4. Brandon Moore, the guard, leading the way for Tomlinson.
Sanchez did a nice job, used his dummy snap count, saw the Dolphins in 2 deep. Just a little delay shovel pass to Tomlinson. You see the Pro Bowl center, Nick Mangold, downfield making a key block. Sets up a big 3rd and 4. And Plaxico Burress, the big 6'5" wideout at the top of the screen, away from this bunch formation. They love to look that way if they get man-to-man coverage.
Dolphins all spread out, middle of the field open for a quarterback draw. Touchdown!
That's how you beat all this 2 deep man-to-man underneath that the Dolphins played in that first half. Excellent call by Brian Schottenheimer. Great design. They bring Tomlinson out of the backfield with a dummy snap count. He knew exactly what the coverage was. That's a nice way of answering your critics. There's just nobody left for Mark Sanchez to negotiate with. Great execution. Nice work at the snap count there with Sanchez.
And Nick Mangold, an outstanding job of creating a seam for Sanchez to take it in.
Nick Folk adds the extra point, so the Jets couldn't do a thing on their first 4 drives. Come back with 11 plays, 81 yards. Sanchez takes it home, and the Jets take an 8-point lead. First 12 plays, 14 yards, no first downs and 4 punts. And the Jets went to every wrinkle. They're no huddle. They tried their power game, but picked up a first down on 3rd down to the rookie Hurley and put together a terrific drive to take an 8-point lead. Clyde Gates on the return, and the rookie's tripped up before he gets to the 20. Back to the score.
Well, it's a nice job using the snap count. Watch Tomlinson come in motion and reload, and the linebacker is going to go with him. Sanchez is going to see that it's 2 deep and man-to-man underneath, and there's no linebackers left. He audibles to the quarterback draw. Excellent job by his 5 offensive linemen, and you have a walk-in touchdown. That's how you use the snap count, Jaws.
Well done. That's how I used to do it, John.
Mark Sanchez, 2nd rushing touchdown on the season. Miami just 1 timeout left, and it'll begin with Reggie Bush. Away from Bart Scott, hit from behind. fumbled out of bounds. It was hit from behind by Aaron Maben, the former first-round pick. In the last 2 minutes with that fumble going out of bounds, comes back to the fumble spot.
Aaron Maben just showed why he was a 11th pick in the draft. Watch the effort. He comes from nowhere at full speed to strip Reggie Bush. I wish you could have seen where he came from full speed, because he was really running fast.
Because of the fumble rules in the last 2 minutes, the clock continues to turn. The ball went out of bounds, but the spot where it's dead was inbounds. So Miami taking a lot of time here. 2nd and 1 as Bush gets the first down at the 31-yard line. And Miami with 21 seconds left, just going to keep going here without using the timeout.
They're going to huddle and just go into the locker room down 14-6.
Well, I don't agree with this event right here. You got a chance to take a shot, move the ball down the field. They're content with going in down by 8. You got some big-time wide receivers. Give an opportunity. I don't like this at all.
Miami does get the ball to start the third quarter. At the break, the Jets lead the Dolphins 14-6. Here's Chris Berman in the Toyota halftime show.
Hopes and harsh reality. It takes a lot to change the course of a season. Courage, perseverance, sheer will. And no matter how hard you get knocked down, the strength to rise as a better team. The Dolphins versus the Jets on Monday Night Football.
Miami's dropped 4 in a row, haven't won a game this year. Jets have dropped 3 in a row, and both teams showed you a little bit why in that first half. Set for the third quarter, Dolphins get the ball first, down 8. Mike, Coach Gruden, Jaws, boy, the Jets, those first 4 drives were something to forget. Revis's touchdown, the only thing that gave them something. Did they find anything in that last drive?
I think they did. They need to find some confidence, and I think that last drive, the 80-yard scoring march, will help them. You have to really like what the Jets did on defense. They shut the Dolphins out on 3rd down, excellent in the red zone, and Revis scored himself.
You're right. Well, what has killed the Dolphins right now is they've been unsuccessful on 3rd down. The Jets have won that situation. But the Dolphins are moving the football. You know, they're running the ball well. They're getting some explosive plays out of Matt Moore to Brandon Marshall. I think in the second half, they're going to dial up more pass plays, try to tack a little more down the field.
The Brandon Marshall second quarter came and went without him getting thrown out, as he had threatened earlier in the week. It's been a good battle with Darrelle Revis. Revis getting the big star plays here tonight. Nick Folk kicks. Clyde Gates about 3 yards deep in the end zone, brings it out. And he's brought down to the 20. Terrific job by Marquise Cole.
Well, the Dolphins, they went to their best receiver 3 times on 3rd down in the red zone. Revis got after Marshall once. Second time he took it back to the house. And then later in the second quarter, again, all-out blitz. You go to your best receiver. Unfortunately for the Dolphins, the Jets have Darrelle Revis.
Darrelle Revis had nothing to do with that drop ball. Got to make that catch, plain and simple.
The 5th-year player out of Oregon State, Matt Moore, with a drive starting at the 19. It's Anthony Fasano, the tight end. And the former Golden Domer takes it to the 33-yard line, a gain of 14. Here's Susie Colbert.
Well, more on the marquee matchup from the coaches. Rex Ryan especially proud of Darrelle Revis, how he's handled Marshall in the red zone. Expects to see a lot more of the battle in the second half. And knowing that Marshall can get frustrated when he doesn't have his opportunities, I asked Tony Sperano about him keeping his head in the game in the second half, and he said because he did have a couple of big plays, he expects him to bounce back, but looking for positive influence from anywhere. He even asked me, how do you think I'm doing?
Terrific. Hope you told him okay. Moore pressured, throws downfield, and incomplete. Charles Clay, the fullback, who had a 31-yard catch on the very first play Moore came in last week to replace the injured Chad Henne, couldn't get that one downfield.
Boy, it looked like a really good throw for Matt Moore. It goes right off the hands of Clay.
I'll say.
Boy, got to make that catch.
You know, the Miami Dolphins have squandered numerous opportunities tonight. They've missed some open receivers. They've dropped some balls. Don't get me wrong, it would have been a nice catch. But if you want to beat the New York Jets on Monday Night Football in this rivalry, you're going to have to make some tough plays.
Clay, the 6th-round rookie out of Tulsa. Couldn't get a lead block for Daniel Thomas. No gain there, and 3rd and 10 coming up. Mike DeVito with the tackle. they untangle off the pile. Third down for Miami. Those third and shorts 0 for 3, and the third and mediums. Third and medium and long has been the disastrous for the Dolphins. If you take those 3rd and 4 or longer this year, they were 5 of 38 coming in. So they've done nothing in terms of picking up third and anything. And now they're sitting at 3rd and 10 here now.
And of all the defenses I've studied, the New York Jets have the most complex third down defense in football.
So they run at it with Thomas seeking space. Nice spin. Got a first down at the 46-yard line. Odd call, but it works.
Well, when the Jets put all these defensive backs on the field last week against the Patriots, New England ran the ball. That time on 3rd and 10, they're going to run the ball right off the left side. Those are all defensive backs playing linebacker, and Rodney Poole's got to keep his head up and make that tackle. But an excellent run by Daniel Thomas, and you can see why the Dolphins are excited in South Florida about their young tailback.
Thomas had 11 carries and 24 yards before that 15-yarder. Oh, the 46, Matt Moore. Pass is caught. The long throw to Brian Hartline, complete.
Well, I'll tell you, Matt Moore, that was a terrific throw right there. We flagged down the field, but once
back
again,
in play here.
Once again, Hartline did an excellent job coming back to the football. You can see he has a strong arm. He could spin it. Got it out to Hartline.
At the conclusion of the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 36, hitting a player after the play was over. 15-yard penalty, first down.
It's on Jim Leonard, who's the heady safety, usually makes the good choices. He's downfield with Clyde Gates.
Good call.
Kind of ran into him, didn't he?
Yeah, well, that's why they call it.
Leonard is the guy in that secondary, makes all the calls, makes the choices. He's usually the leader back there. And to take a play on a defenseless player, which has been rule 1 in the minds of officials this year, bad mistake there. Moore on first down. Nobody's open downfield. He's chased to the sideline by Calvin Pace. And a big loss on first down of 7.
Well, that's a screen pass. Yep. That's a bad mistake by Matt Moore there. He's outside the pocket. Clearly he can throw it away. You're going to see Marshall coming in motion at the bottom of the screen. Just going to be a little screen pass off the right side. And the Jets read it. But Matt Moore's got to spike the ball, throw it away. Do not take a 7-yard loss and knock yourself out of field goal position in a tight game.
But, John, wasn't Matt Moore aware that his linemen were downfield and it would have been a penalty on top of that?
Throw it away behind the line of scrimmage.
Miami goes the extra offensive lineman, 6 offensive linemen. They protect and fire to Hartline, who drops it at the 20-yard line.
Wow. You just talk about self-inflicted wounds by the Miami Dolphins. Brian Hartline, nice play-action pass, seam route, right on his hands. It's a long handoff. Brian Hartline's got to make that catch.
Well, Charles Clay drops a ball earlier in this drive. Hartline drops a pass. You're playing with a new quarterback. Looks like all Moore needs is a little bit of help from his teammates. Right here, expect the Dolphins to look for some kind of positive gain to get back into Carpenter's field goal range. You'd hate to see him come away with nothing here.
Just don't lose yardage. Carpenter can make a 50-plus. Moore going downfield for Marshall. Incomplete. Doesn't go up and win it in the air as Antonio Cromartie is chasing Marshall.
I think this is one of those plays where you got to go get the ball at its highest point. You'll see Marshall matched on Cromartie, throws his hand up, take me away from him. But right there, go up and get your hands up. Go up and take that ball at the highest point. Don't let it come down to you. Cromartie's able to go over his back, knock the ball down.
That's when you need your 6'5" receiver to play 6'5" and use his wingspan, but you got to give Cromartie credit. Excellent play on the ball.
Field goal attempt from here would be 53 yards. Carpenter has made a 51-yarder this year. Instead, Sperano chooses to punt it with Fields, and it's down with a fair catch called by Curley. And big-time receivers call for the ball, go up in the air, and make this play. Marshall couldn't get this one.
Private use of our audience, any other use of this telecast, or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by Corona Extra, who invites you to find your beach. The new Capital One Cash Card for the people who want 50% more cash. And NFLShop.com. Find the perfect gift for everyone at the official store of the NFL.
Great city, nothing like it. New York City, just across the Hudson River here in New Jersey. Mark Sanchez and the Jets, first drive of the half from the 11th, and Sean Green up the middle for 4 punishing yards. Boy, the Jets offense was pathetic. 4 drives, 4 3-and-outs, 14 yards. But then the turnaround, the 11-play, 81-yard drive, and that third down connection to Jeremy Curley, the rookie, got things rolling for New York. And the 81-yard drive was capped off by the Mark Sanchez 5-yard quarterback draw, giving the Jets an 8-point lead. This was effective on that drive, bringing Connor in motion to be the fullback for Green, who stopped at the 19, 2 yards short of the first down. Jaws, your assessment of Sanchez so far as we look at his split, first 4 drives in the last one.
Well, obviously the first 4 drives, he was not sharp. He did heat it up on that last drive, the 81-yard touchdown drive. But what he did, he moved around. He bought a little time. The timing and rhythm of the pass game wasn't there, but he allowed his receivers to uncover, and he threw strikes.
Dolphins need a turnover from their defense.
Got a turnover in special teams earlier, but only 2 turnovers forced by this defense coming into the game tonight. Sanchez pumps, throws, Keller caught. First down out of bounds at about the 41-yard line. All the way up to 43.
Excuse me, Mike, little confusion right there. Dustin Keller just runs a corner route, and Kevin Burnett can't find his coverage. Take a look at the right side of your screen. Excellent throw by Mark Sanchez, but this Dolphin defense, no pass rush. You know, some players have a knack for getting turnovers on defense. Some don't have a knack. The Dolphins need to find a player that has a knack for getting the ball back.
Joe McKnight has come in for the Jets. Receiver up at the top. He says, hey, nobody's got me up here, Mark. Sanchez son, pumped that way. Now directing towards McKnight. Good job. They gave him the time to find him for 24 first down yards.
I think Ron Jaworski could come out of the press box and complete balls with this kind of protection. You got to credit the Jets, but there is absolutely no pass rush whatsoever from the Miami Dolphins. Kolamisi, number 55. They have to get somebody in the face of Mark Sanchez. The Jets have done an excellent job pass protecting, but where is this Dolphin pass rush? Where is Cameron Wake tonight?
Wake's their big sack man, 3rd in the league last year with 14 sacks, and had 3 in the first 4 games this year. Danny and Tomlinson right. Gain him a couple. Wake makes that tackle with Jeremiah Bell.
John, I'm going to show you where Cameron Wake has been. He's been blocked by Wayne Hunter all evening long. You see Hunter man-to-man on him, no help. Good hands, good arm extension. He's delivering the blow. He's jamming him, not letting him get close to Mark Sanchez, grabbing him, holding him. Boy, this is an outstanding job by Wayne Hunter. This is a critical matchup in the game. Wayne Hunter is winning it for his Jets.
And Mike Nolan, the Miami defensive coordinator, not seeing anybody in his group get pressure on Sanchez.
He's going to be proactive pretty quick and start blitzing.
Extra lineman Vladimir Dukas, the 2nd-round pick from last year, in for the Jets. The pressure was picked up. Sanchez's pass to Keller incomplete.
Those are the things that Sean Green is going to have to do to become a great every down back. Pick up blitzes. That time Rashad Jones comes right off the left side. And you're going to see number 23. He's going to come at the bottom of your screen. Watch the tailback, Sean Green, just pick up that blitz. Nice job staying with him, running his feet, and just finishing him. That's what you do when you get a blitzer. You face him up and you bury him. Excellent job by the young halfback, Sean Green.
Jets in field goal range here. It would be about 47 or 8 yards for Nick Folk. Play clock running down. Rule they get it off in time, and Sanchez with a pump and a throw downfield for Santonio Holmes, who was held. And a flag comes in.
Well, it's a double move. It's going to be illegal contact. Ball, Coach Sperano saying the ball's thrown 40 yards over his head.
Contact. Defense number 21. 5-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
Well, it's a hook and go, and Vontae Davis shows there's a little contact. I didn't see any more contact there than I saw in the Rivas play earlier in the game. I'd like to be able to throw my challenge flag and challenge some of these pass interference or non-pass interference calls. You get all hyped up about these challenges, Tirico. You ought to be able to challenge the plays that really impact the game, and that's pass interference.
So you want judgment calls to be challengeable?
Yes, I do.
We'll be here till Wednesday.
Well, you get 2 challenges.
Huh. 25, play action. Throw back the screen to Sean Green. Gains only 3 yards. Well defended there by Miami as Kevin Burnett, Rashad Jones. Game over.
I'll tell you what's been impressive is the Jets' offensive line and their pass protection. They've done a really good job of keeping Sanchez clean. There's been some double moves. When the Dolphins have blitzed, they picked it up, allowed Sanchez to get the ball down the field. The offensive line, the Jets under Bill Callahan, been very sharp tonight in the pass game.
Bill Callahan's the offensive line coach, the coach of the Raiders in Super Bowl 37. John and the Buccaneers won. 22. Here's Green, breaks out of the tackle of Tony McDaniel and gets very close to the first down as Kendall Langford comes up to stop it.
Boy, those are impressive runs. You know, Bill Callahan, the offensive line coach of the Jets, he does an excellent job with his running game. Some plays go one way, other plays go to the right side, but they run this midline zone play, and they're excellent at it. They have Nick Mangold back at center. He's healthy. Slosson's in there at left guard. They like the progress at right tackle from Hunter. They even have Vladimir, Big Vlad in there, number 62 at tight end.
This heavy package drive that started way back at the 11 continues with another Green first down at the Miami 13.
They are pounding the Miami Dolphins right now off that left side. And DeBrickshaw Ferguson is known as the pass protecting tackle. Remember, they used to run right at Woody, but now they're running left, right behind their Pro Bowl left tackle, DeBrickshaw Ferguson. They're getting good movement, and Sean Green is wearing down this Dolphin defense, Ron.
Yeah, he is beginning to impose his will, as is the Jets' offensive line. Moving the pile, running behind his pads.
Last Jets drive was 11 plays, 81 yards, and a touchdown. And delay a game on New York.
Delay a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Plaxico Burress has been awful lonely tonight. And I just have a feeling Mike Nolan, the defensive coordinator of the Dolphins, is going to apply pressure to try to make something happen. They've had no pass rush whatsoever without a blitz. And if they get that one-on-one coverage, you bet, Ron, they're going to come down here to Burress against Sean Smith.
First and 15 for the Jets. Dolphins rushing 4. Sanchez steps up. High throw for Burress. Incomplete as Jeremiah Bell back there in zone coverage picked him up as he came through.
Yeah, Bell was in excellent position. Either quarters or halves, whatever he was in that position, but he was in the right spot as Plax came in. You saw the little pump by Mark trying to move him, but he couldn't get him to move. Perfect position. I think Mark just threw that one away.
Jason Taylor checks in. Former Jet back with Miami. He knows Mark Sanchez's snap count from playing with the Jets. Let's see if he can time one and get an edge on the bottom of the screen.
Picked up by DeBrickshaw Ferguson. Screen the other way to Tomlinson. Downfield blocked by Brandon Moore, and Tomlinson goes down at the 10-yard line. You mentioned Jason Taylor out there, John. played a lot of snaps in that San Diego game because Koa Misi, the starting strong side linebacker, was out. You know, Jason Taylor at this point in his career, year 15, he can't give you 50 snaps a game and be effective. So Tony Sperano trying to give him 25 or 30, trying to get him impact the game.
This is where you count on Taylor's veteran savvy. He can still get off the ball. He has an edge on these Jets, having played for him. They need somebody in this front four to make a play on the passer. Sanchez has had all night back in the pocket.
3rd and 7. Sanchez has time. Tomlinson is bumped coming out of his break. No flag, and it's 4th down.
Kevin Burnett doing a nice job against LaDainian Tomlinson, the 3rd down back of the Jets. That's why they brought him here. He can play on any down. Watch Burnett one-on-one with Tomlinson. He's going to free release. He's going to break back to the inside. And Burnett did a nice job. Nobody covered Dustin Keller.
Yeah.
And the Jets are awful, or the Dolphins are awful lucky Sanchez didn't see that.
Nick Folk, 28-yard field goal. 7 field goals, 14 extra points. Hasn't missed one this year. And easily knocks that one through. And the Jets take a 2-score lead. 4:15 left at the 3rd. Next Monday night to Jacksonville. We'll see the Ravens take on the Jaguars. Baltimore coming off their win over Houston yesterday. The Jaguars played a very good second half against Pittsburgh, losing that game. They're a 1-win team. 8:30 Eastern next Monday night. You know, every game on the board next week, there's not one with 2 winning teams going head-to-head. Best you can find is a team with a winning record against a 500 team. Kind of an odd week for week 6. A lot of hang time, and Clyde Gates will not take that one back from 8 yards deep. Brandon Marshall threw out the idea that he was going to be an impact guy in this game. He's had his chances and hasn't done it. Let's see what he can do as the Dolphins get back on the field down 11 when you come back. Here you see the story in the AFC East. Jets lost to the Patriots last Sunday. They have their 2 games in Buffalo coming up. A trip in a few weeks to Western New York to take on the Bills. First down run for Daniel Thomas. This is a gain of a couple of yards. Rex Ryan is saying the 3-game losing streak and the talk with Santonio Holmes, the captain, calling out his offensive lineman. It's kind of we run an open locker room here. Guys are free to say what they want. There's been a lot of confidence and braggadocious talk, but they got to put these new pieces together and start backing it up. If you look at their next 3 games, San Diego, at Buffalo, New England, not easy for the Jets. 2nd and 8 for Matt Moore. Had time, has Marshall. What a hit, but he hangs on. Jim Leonard took him down, but it's a 1st down at the 36.
Say what you want, but he made a great catch there. Matt Moore hung in the pocket and made an outstanding throw across the middle. And if you're a young receiver out there, if you want to play in this league, you have to be able to go inside, catch the ball away from your body, and protect it on impact. Oh, that's a great job by Brandon Marshall and a knife tackle. A knife tackle by Leonard. Great catch.
Marshall out. Medical staff not looking at him. From the 36, Sione Baua races Reggie Bush. Here's Trey Wingo, SportsCenter right now.
All right, Michael, thank you. Again, the NFL's not going to find the Niners' Jim Harbaugh, the Lions' Jim Schwartz for their post-game scuffle after the Niners win in Detroit Sunday. NFL spokesman Greg Aiello said there was no fighting, thus no basis for a fine. And Red Sox pitcher John Lester has admitted to drinking beer in the Red Sox clubhouse during games. He told the Boston Globe typically it was a ninth-inning rally beer, and that's not the reason they collapsed. Back to you, Mike.
Oh, God. Really?
Wow.
Really? 2nd and 10. Good pickup with the pressure. Shot downfield for Clyde Gates. Poole, Rivas, and Cromartie running with the speedster out of Abilene Christian.
Play just took too long to develop. Had to throw, I think, about 80 yards. Couldn't get it there.
Well, Clyde Gates can get out of your zip code the way he runs. And Matt Moore hitched up in there. You got to give this Dolphin line credit. They gave him a chance. But the Jets can run as fast as you can, Mr. Gates. Big 3rd and long. This is the junk down for the Jet defense. You can expect just about anything under the sun, but the Dolphins need to play from somebody. And Devon Bess in the slot number 15 hasn't even been looked at tonight.
Bess couldn't get open. Moore is under pressure. Throws it away and incomplete.
And you can see why Devon Bess hasn't been targeted, because former first-round draft choice Kyle Wilson out of Boise just gloves him. Watch Bess push up the field with an outside release. He's going to turn, pivot. He's going to try to uncover, and Kyle Wilson shut him out. Good pass rush pressure. You see number 94, Marcus Dixon.
He and Eric Smith brought the pressure. No intentional grounding as the quarterback Moore was out of the tackle box. It's a floor kick for Fields. Curley takes it on the run and returns it to the 38-yard line. 2:02 to go. Miami offense unable to get anything going. We look down at MetLife Stadium, newly renamed before this season started. Here in the Meadowlands, Jets have scored in their last 2 drives, long drives at that. Sanchez first down pass. There's Plaxico burst into Dolphin territory at the 46-yard line.
Yeah, when you start running the ball, it's going to open up the play-action passing game. This was the play they opened the game with. You'll see Plaxico top of the screen, quick slant to the inside. Nice throw by Sanchez. Put that throw on the body so the receiver can protect himself. As Smith comes in here, he's going to try to rip that ball out. You see Jones from the backside trying to knock the ball out. Right now, the Dolphins looking for a turnover.
And Sean Smith of Miami shaken up. Could not get off the field, so they go to check on Smith, an injury timeout. Hey, Sean Smith came off the field limping. Looked to be like he was treating for a cramp as he was been getting water and having the back of the leg rubbed by the Dolphin training staff.
I wonder about the conditioning of this Dolphin defense. Mike Nolan told us they just haven't been a very good second half defense. Even Carlos Dansby brought up conditioning. Is it a problem? They're on the field a lot because their offense really struggles to convert anything on third down.
First and 10 run up the middle. It's Green. 43-yard line.
John, they probably haven't recovered from that workout Tom Brady put on them opening day.
Well, massive substitutions. Here comes Soliai, Olshansky, Trusnick. They're trying to keep their players fresh. But somebody needs to make a play. They must generate a turnover to get back in this football game inside of a minute in the third quarter.
Right 15.
The 43, Sanchez on play action. 3 receivers downfield off the hands of Curley. 5th-round pick out of TCU. A lot expected as he's taken that number 3 receiver role after Derek Mason was traded last week.
Boy, and Sanchez getting a lot of time to let these plays develop deep down the field. But you'll see Jimmy Wilson in good position. The ball just thrown away from Curley. He couldn't get the palms of those hands on the ball. Just touch the fingertips a little bit wide from Sanchez. But boy, Sanchez getting a lot of time back there to survey the field. Jets O-line has been outstanding in the passing game.
Sanchez, if you remember, started 3 of 8. He's turned that around in his last 13 passes. Tomlinson in the back. Sanchez, crowd around him finally, and a good hit on Curley as Jeremiah Bell, the top tackler on this team the last 3 years, keeps him out of field goal range.
Boy, Jeremiah Bell has led the Dolphins in tackles in the past. Watch this break on the ball. It's going to be on the top right side of your screen. Watch the shallow cross come from right to left. And Jeremiah Bell says, hello. Great break and drive. Good finish tackle by Jeremiah Bell.
He will ring your bell. I couldn't resist that one.
You know what, Ron? That's really good. Let me write that one down.
Sure. Write it down, and there's a recycle bin right there to put it in. Just let the clock run down to the end of the third, leading by 11. Fourth quarter, Mike Tirico, John Gruden, Ron Jaworski, C.C. Culver on the sideline. Reggie Bush injured his neck on a carry late in that third quarter. His return questionable. Same true for Sean Smith, the corner, who went out with cramps just a couple of plays ago. Dolphins rush the punter, and T.J. Connolly able to get rid of it. And the Jets down it. Yes, they can. Rodney Poole's got it at the 5 from Matt Moore, the quarterback. New quarterback from Miami. It's a familiar story. Take a spin on the Dolphin quarterback carousel post the Marino decade and a half. Been a lot of names, a lot of faces. Jay Fiedler did okay. The rest of the guys, not too much. And over the last few years, stopped at Trent Green, 07, injured in Houston, out for the season, career ender. 2009, come back Chad Pennington. Week 3, he went out with a shoulder injury. And then here in 2011, the shoulder injury for Chad Henne knocked him out for the season. So the odd years, 07, 09, and 11, they've lost their season starter less than a third of the way through. And they're on to plan B now. Matt Moore as Daniel Thomas runs it for 5 yards.
But you know, the Miami Dolphins, to your point, Mike, have lost 31 straight games on the road when they've been trailing in the fourth quarter. And I think a lot of it has to do with instability at quarterback. Don't tell me Dan Marino would have lost 31 straight. The quarterback plays a huge role in winning football games in the fourth quarter.
In the 11, a run with nowhere to go for Daniel Thomas. Well, Miami tried to kickstart their offense with Brian Daboll, be more of an open offense. Stephen Ross wanted that. 4th year as the owner of the Miami Dolphins. Remember, he went to look for Jim Harbaugh as a coach to potentially replace Tony Sparano. Daboll came in, tried to open the offense. They haven't had as much success here in the first quarter of the season. And do they find that franchise quarterback in the draft? How do you approach the rest of the season?
Well, they haven't drafted a quarterback in the first round since 1983. So they might start by taking one early in the draft.
Well, where do you think you find these guys? They're hard to come by.
From the 11, 3rd and 4. Moore's throw for Marshall, fighting with Revis. Pulled it away and ruled a catch for Brandon at the 17-yard line.
You know, back to that quarterback situation. Everyone knows you have to have a quarterback, a guy that could lead your football team. But watch this play right here. Marshall once again on Darrelle Revis. Uses his strength, his arms, dual possession on the play, but Marshall rips it away.
Big first down for the Dolphins, backed up. Did he catch that?
Yeah, watch the ball as it comes down there. Rex looking at it, will challenge. Again, the advantage you get as a home team, or the inequity for the road teams with this replay rule, they show the close looks over and over on the great high-definition boards here.
The New York Jets are challenging the ruling on the field of a complete pass.
As Marshall and Revis talk about it, Tony Correnti will get a look at it. Replay challenge.
Monday Night Football is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz, located on the web at MBUSA.com. Tommy Hilfiger. Meet the Hilfigers at Tommy.com. And Verizon 4G LTE, America's fastest, most reliable 4G network.
Replay challenge. Tony Correnti, the referee, looking at the last play.
After reviewing the play, the receiver did not maintain possession of the football as it hit the ground. It is ruled an incomplete pass. It will be Miami's ball, 4th down and 4 at the 11. With the game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 13-13. And they will not be charged with a timeout.
Worthwhile challenge by Rex Ryan and the Jets. As the ball came down, it turned from the side to the point. Couldn't see if Marshall's hand was clearly under there. And with the movement plus being on top of the ball, that's what Correnti calls. And Miami punts it away.
It's called a catch on the field.
Boy, I don't know what a catch is.
Yeah, I agree with you, John.
Jets with 2 punt returners back for Brandon Fields' kick. Knight came up to get it and short hopped it like a first baseman making a scoop there, able to fall on it at midfield. The Jets will have great field position, 11-point lead. Special teams had a tough time making the catches here tonight. Jets taking over at midfield. Minute and a half gone by in the fourth. New York on top by 11. LaDainian Tomlinson will start this drive in the backfield. He bounces it outside. Got the seal block from Connor. Decent block on the edge from Plaxico Burress. And LT takes it to the 38-yard line.
Oh, this is a Bill Callahan special. Connor comes into the backfield, and they're going to present the illusion they're going to the right, going to run to the right, but Connor's going to wind it all the way back to the left. Watch the Dolphins flow to the right. Connor comes backside. There's nobody there. Well-designed play by the New York Jets. They have some really good scheme runs.
Green 80.
Stretching Tomlinson to the right this time. The first man there is Carlos Dansby. Loss of a yard as LaDainian Tomlinson continues to sneak up on Barry Sanders on the all-time yards from scrimmage list. Over 18,000. About 150 or so shy of Barry to move up to number 5 on that all-time list. At the end of a Hall of Fame career.
Has not scored a touchdown at home as a New York Jet. Love to see him get one.
Do his patented flip with the football.
Move 15. Move.
Sanchez fires for Plaxico. Didn't hang on. And incomplete.
That's just a poor route by Plaxico Burress. It's great play action pass. Burress has to get off the line of scrimmage and get out of his break and find a football. Ball's thrown perfectly with anticipation. Plaxico Burress has been awfully quiet the last month as a New York Jet, and you have to wonder how much Plaxico Burress has come back from his glory days as a New York Giant. You knew it was going to be tough being out of football for a couple years, but he still looks rusty to me.
It's the last third of the 08 season, all of 09 and 2010. The jail sentence for the gun charge. Pressure picked up. Sanchez. Nobody open downfield. Now breaking free is Holmes. Santonio Holmes got a great block. Got a touchdown.
Plaxico Burress came back that time and made an outstanding block. But Mark Sanchez is going up top. They're going deep. They're looking down the field for Burress. They're looking down the field for the home run. Nobody's there. He scrambles, and he finds Holmes.
And LaDainian Tomlinson, you talk about blocks on this play. The Dolphins come with the blitz, and you see the great job by LaDainian Tomlinson. That allowed Mark Sanchez time to get the ball down the field. You talk about Tomlinson as a runner, as a receiver. What a great job of blocking. Holmes just finds the ball, and here's the explosiveness of Santonio Holmes and Burress with the block.
Extra point added by Nick Folk, and on top of that, as we have some frustrated Dolphins pushing and shoving after the extra point. Get Cameron Wake, your best sack guy, dropping back in his own blitz coverage. Easily Holmes lost him. The Jets are up big. Fireman Ed in the timeout. We have the Jets going. 4 plays, 50 yards. Quickly on the 38-yard Holmes touchdown. Putting the Jets on top 24-6. And no return room for Clyde Gates, as he's brought down at 20 by Patrick Turner. Susie Colbert, Chris Mortensen with you every weekday 6 Eastern on ESPN2, NFL 32. Social media, online, you contribute, players call in, tweet, everything's going on in the league. Susie and Mort coming up tomorrow night, every weeknight at 6 Eastern time. Susie told us from the sideline a moment ago, Reggie Bush cleared to go back in. Same true with Sean Smith. We mentioned they were out back end of the third quarter. Only once tonight have the Dolphins started past their own 20. Matt Moore from Brian Hartline. Caught it as he inbounds. No. First ruling is out of bounds. Wait a minute. 2 officials on the conversation, and the one who said out of bounds will win.
And Hartline saying challenge, 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 but let's take a look.
Hip comes down.
Down.
And you just look at this side for possessions. They have control of the ball in possession, but you see the tip of the ball hit the field as he's heading down as well.
I might just throw the flag and challenge it.
I didn't have possession.
You got to look at both sides of that play, and the hip is a body part that would be in play if he had possession, but you saw the tip of the ball come down when he made the catch. And this is a delay game.
Delay game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
You know, one of these New York Jets I really like is Eric Smith, number 33. You hear about all these Rex Ryan packages. They have a base defense, a nickel defense, a dime defense, a quarter defense. Eric Smith plays safety, but he also plays linebacker when they go to their sub packages. Look at him down here replacing Bart Scott as a linebacker playing over the guard. This is one tough customer. He leads the Jets in tackles.
2nd and 15. Moore, a lot of pitter-patter with his feet there in the pocket as that pass is incomplete, with Marshall well covered and Marcus Dixon bringing the Jets pressure.
Yeah, that's the problem when you're behind in the down and distance and you got 2nd and long, now 3rd and long. You've got to wait for plays to develop, the patterns develop deeper down the field. You talk about the pitter-patter. That's the quarterback has to do. Bounce, 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 buy a little time and hope those receivers can open up.
At 1 for 10 for the night. In with their season numbers, Miami's 24% 3rd down conversions, first 4+ games. Moore, nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. Calvin Pace, the ball comes out, 15-yard line. Let's see the rulings. A recovery by Miami and Vernon Carey.
Well, they bring pressure off the edge. You see Bart Scott. They force Moore to push up in the pocket, and the push in the pocket gets them. 94 Dixon, 97 Pace. The Jets get into a quarterback's mind, and as you say, they rent, what is it?
Space. They rent
That's
space in a quarterback's mind, John.
They rent a lot of space, and
That's
it's
right.
pressure. It's the illusion of pressure, and it's every snap all night long.
Brandon Fields again. Oh my goodness, what a kick. 63 yards with a flag down. Here comes Jeremy Curley. He'll stay in bounds and get to the 32-yard line. 4 Dolphins over there for the tackle. We check the flag. It's going to be a long last 11 games of the season for Dolphin fans. A bad start to the year for Miami, losing to the Patriots, the Texans, at Cleveland, and at San Diego.
During the kick, holding receiving team number 34. This penalty be assessed 10 yards from the spot where the kick ended. 1st down.
You know, a couple years ago, Mike, we lost our starting quarterback right before a bye week, and this is tough on Miami.
The Jets finally hung in there, found some offense, and pulled away here in this 2nd half. Ouch. Miami coming off its bye week, trailing by 18. The Jets have their bye after San Diego comes in here on Sunday. 10.5 left. Jets leading by 18. And LT runs to the left for 7 yards. There's Tony Sperano coming off the bye week and dealing with the new rules, as all the teams around the league will do, with the new collective bargaining agreement agreed to this past summer. When you have your bye week, you have to have 4 consecutive days off, including weekends. And we watched that spate of teams coming off the bye, including some bad teams. So St. Louis, Cleveland, Miami. But Washington, Dallas in there as well. Teams coming off the bye, looking at 1 and 4 coming in, and it'll be 1 and 5 after Miami here tonight. Sanchez falls, got it to Tomlinson. LT pulled down at the 22 illegally. Flag in.
Every flag that was in a pocket is out.
And LT having Words there with Vontae Davis, who pulls him down the horse collar.
There are fouls against both teams on the play. Holding, offense, number 38. Personal foul, horse collar tackle, defense, number 21. By rule, these penalties will offset. Replay, second down.
It's an interesting call, and we saw that in a game yesterday as well, where a guy pulled the back of a jersey, and that one they got the jersey and then the inside of the shoulder pads, and the penalty was called, but it's offsetting in any case. Now, you had a quarterback that you lost to injury going into a bye week, much like Tony Sperano had.
Yeah, I think the bye week, I think this thing that was agreed upon by the players and the owners is great, but they didn't consult any coaches.
Right.
Because when you get your quarterback hurt, you don't want to give the players 4 straight days off. You want to practice, and you want to get your quarterback and your team ready to play.
Sanchez runs with Sean Green around the edge. He's got a first down across the 25-yard line. Another flag down back behind this play. So a game that was mostly penalty-free.
Holding, offense, number 82. This penalty be assessed half the distance to the goal, second down.
It's on Matthew Mulligan.
I think it's great. Look, I think it's great they have this new deal.
Safe.
But if I'm a coach and you tell me that my job is on the line and we're 0-4 and we're playing a backup quarterback because our starter's out for the year, I'm practicing. I'll pay the fine, I guess is what I'm saying. That's a good thing while I'm up here with you guys.
Yeah,
but talk about ridiculous. How do you get your football team ready for the last 11 weeks of the season if you are on vacation during a bye week? The whole purpose of a bye is to help your football team get healthy and more prepared for the upcoming game. It showed yesterday. Teams that came off a bye were 1-4 and looked chaotic a little bit.
Green, no gain, solely out of tackle jobs.
And you want to develop young players. Teams historically have used the bye week to give their young players the extra practice. Guys that aren't even on the active roster that are developing players. They can't even go to the facility. I mean, they're not practicing. I think it's a detriment to the development of the younger players in the league.
So what would you do? Would you keep them there the whole time, John?
No. I might keep a couple guys there.
But would you spot the days off and not do 4 consecutive, which is something you have to do?
You want to have access to your players. If you have a new quarterback like Matt Moore, you want to be able to call him in. You want to have some meetings. You want to be able to get a couple of the skill guys on the same page, have some walkthroughs. I'm not going to kill anybody, but let's be honest. This is professional football.
Shotgun run here with Tomlinson on third down for just about 3 yards. Now, many of the coaches have quietly complained throughout the preseason with the limit on padded practices. When you have a loss, guys would like to go in pads, and you have to be careful about spreading those out because you only have a max of 14 to use during the season.
Well, you know, that complaint, some of it is justified now. The coaches have a voice in this matter a little bit also. But if you can't put the pads on but once a week, how do you develop line play and blocking patterns? And if you can't put the pads on at all after week 10 or 11, I ask you how that's supposed to be done.
T.J. Connolly kicks to Devon Best. Pressure on from Miami. They almost got to the last one. Don't get to this 54-yard punt. Best pinballs his way on his feet to the 40-yard line. As he's brought down there by Josh Manga. Used to be Malga. Changed the pronunciation. It's now Manga. Backup linebacker for the Giants. Jets, I should say. Corrects his team up to 18.
What's up? Stuart Scott with you, coming up on SportsCenter after the game, the GMC postgame report. Full highlights and analysis of the Jets and Dolphins. Also, the latest in handshake gate. The 2 Jims, Harbaugh and Schwartz. Any of them get fined? And the Cardinals and Rangers get set to play the Fall Classic. Mike?
Thank you, Stuart. World Series starting midweek. 18-point lead for the Jets. Did you ever have an odd handshake at the end of a game, John? Seems everybody's talking about this now.
Yeah, it's a little odd to even think that either one of those guys would get fined. What kind of world do we live in? I get in arguments with our flag football coaches on Saturday.
You argue with everybody, John.
Matt Moore back to it here for the Dolphins. Haven't scored a touchdown tonight. Underneath Best across midfield. Lost the football. It never hit the ground. Bounces into the hands of Marquise Cole. Let's see, we had 2 officials throw the beanbag right away. And it is Jets ball at the 49. Jim Leonard was there to knock it out.
Well, Devon Best just hasn't had a good night. He finally gets a reception, gets a little space, loses the ball. Jimmy Leonard does a nice job of coming from behind and punching it out. But, you know, you're in that slot. You're that receiver. You know there's bodies. You know there's hits coming. You must secure the ball. Been a tough night for Devon Best.
Leonard forces a fumble to go with those tackles. We saw on the replay from the opposite side, didn't hit the foot but hit the ground. And the Jets take over near midfield. And Tony Sperano, we're wondering where the answers are going to be for this Miami team. Green takes it to the 46 into Dolphin territory.
So, you know, when you're the Dolphins and you're winless, you need a win bad, because a win validates everything you do. It validates the free agents that you signed. It validates your meetings, the way you practice, your play calling. And when you don't win, doubt creeps in. And you can just see the depression on the Dolphins sidelines. I know how hard that man works. They've had a lot of things go wrong. They just can't create turnovers from their defense. They can't convert a third down on offense. A lot of frustration.
What?
2nd and 6, play action pass to shot downfield for Plexico Burress. Not even close, as he was trying to run that route with Sean Smith, who has made a habit of dropping interceptions.
Well, he had that one right in his hands, but Plexico Burress, I mean, he was just kind of loafing down the field. He never really got on top of Smith. You'll see it right here. Fonte Smith, perfect position. Just make the catch right through his hands. Now, that's a little lollipop thrown at by Sanchez. You got to pick this one off. Your team needs a shot. They need something to get you going.
They put a reel together as Sean Smith. The amount of dropped interceptions that he had last year. He had 2 here in New York in the second Jet-Dolphin game last year. If he's going to become a top-flight corner, he's going to have to start making some plays on the ball.
3rd and 6, Sanchez wrapped up and brought down. There's a Dolphin sack. Koa Misi, a 2nd-round pick out of Utah last year. He forces the Jets into a punting situation.
A little edge on Wayne Hunter and Koa Misi, who's missed the last couple of weeks with a neck injury, kind of a freak practice injury. Gets home, and that's something that's really been lacking from this Dolphin defense, and they're known for a pass rush down in Miami.
Cameron Wake been somewhat invisible tonight.
Going to use all the clock.
Jay Connolly gets it away. On the run, here comes Bess. Taken down to the 34 by Eric Smith with 5:19. Miami's offense back on the field. Told you at the end of the 3rd quarter, Reggie Bush was questionable to return with a neck injury. Talk about Bush being an every down back. That's a lot of hard hits between the tackles. And this one happened earlier as he was hit by Sione Puua. Came away with a stinger and was checked out on the Miami sideline. I've not seen him back in since. It's been the rookie Daniel Thomas. Now more to Brian Hartline to the 45-yard line of the 1st down. You know, Reggie's rushing numbers tonight. The guy was averaging 3 yards a carry coming in, had 2 long runs in that first half.
Reggie's averaged less than 4 yards a carry for his 6-year career. Outstanding receiver, just hasn't found a home as an every down back in Miami or New Orleans.
Marshall spinning away from the Rivas tackle to get right at the 1st down line at the 45. So Brandon Marshall with most of his work on Darrelle Revis, although 1 completion on Cromartie tonight. Over 100 yards.
When you look at Revis, you're going to give up a couple catches, but Miami 0 touchdowns, and he has shut Marshall out in the red zone.
Big hit on Moore, who throws for Clyde Gates, and Revis comes up with a pick, and Moore took a straight shot from David Harris.
Straight shot indeed.
Wow. No chance.
Vicious hit by David Harris. He's the New York Jet that just doesn't come off the field, and that's flush and legal. But again, you're throwing the ball to number 10 Clyde Gates, who's a rookie, 4th round draft choice, against the top corner in the world, and that's 2 for Rivas tonight.
Well, John, he had a go route call. The ball never got down the field. They were just trying to take a shot. That's what you have to do in that situation. You got to get some sort of hit on Harris, or you're
throw it to the other guy.
Well,
don't throw it against Rivas.
Well, Matt Moore is the quarterback. He got elevated because of Chad Henne. This is one of the teams that carries only 2 quarterbacks. So Sage Rosenfels is the backup quarterback for this Miami team. He's only been here less than 2 weeks. Now the Miami turnover, Jets take over at the 13. And a couple of yard run for Sean Green. Now back to Rivas. He's got a couple of interceptions tonight. After none last year. Tonight, 3 on the season. Moore took the worst of it. Reminder, stay tuned. GMC postgame show coming up on SportsCenter, which follows us. Mentioned Rivas has 2 interceptions. It's the 3rd time in his career he has multi-interceptions. In every one of those games, one of those interceptions has been a touchdown. At the 100-yarder in the first quarter tonight. Sean Green twists and turns. He's shy of the 20-yard line. Miami takes its 2nd time out. Down 18 with 4:10 to go. It feels like they're down a lot more. Aerial coverage brought to you by DirecTV. Jets 4 minutes away from getting to 3-3 on this season. Norv Turner, Phillip Rivers, and the Chargers heading to New Jersey next Sunday afternoon early. Chargers in Baltimore, 4-1. First down and run as Sean Green runs through the umpire and gets out to the 40-yard line. Last 5 minutes of regulation, the umpire has to move back in the hole, and that's the reason they took him out of that spot. And Fred Bryant took the worst of that.
Watch the referee in the middle of the screen.
Whoa, Fred took a shot there.
He's lucky Rashad Jones pulls his right leg out of there. Else he would have taken a flush square shot on the 5-pad of the safety.
I still think that umpire should wear a helmet. You're talking about safety all the time. The players put a helmet. He took a shot right there, John.
He sure did. These are tough guys that do this too. I tell you, some of these guys.
That's why they took him out of that spot for most of the game. The reason he's there in the last 5 minutes and the last 2 of the first half is for spotting the ball quick when you have no huddle situations. When the game's a little bit more competitive.
An interesting game tonight. Mark Sanchez quietly 14 for 25, over 200 yards and a touchdown. No turnovers. They've run the ball repeatedly, now over 27 attempts rushing the ball. Not a lot of yards, but this is where you need to run the ball and control the clock. When you have the ball in the lead late in the 4th quarter, this has been impressive.
The Jets will get you into an ugly game. That's how they like to play. You know, they're going to slop around. They won't be pretty, but they make just enough plays to beat you.
Sanchez on that run there. Jason Trusnick will make the tackle for Miami. And Tony Sperano using his final timeout here at 2:31 to go. Good look at Matt Moore on the Miami sideline after he was injured there on that last play. We'll see if he comes back when Miami gets the ball back. Speaking of back, you're going to not leave us. Be back with us here for a while. It's one of the news items of the day that you signed a new contract.
Making news again?
Yeah. I know it's
I got to try to hang on to this job. You know?
I know it's the time with Jaws that's really been important to you.
I've learned a lot of 4 or 5 syllable words from Jaworski. I don't even know if they're real words.
I'm just making them up as I go.
Love you guys, though, man.
You're the best, man. It's fun.
Glad to be with you. We have a lot of fun.
People don't know how much fun we have. We love football.
3rd and 8, 2.5 to go. Green bouncing to the outside. Stays in bounds, shy of the first down. Jeremiah Bell brings him down, and that'll run it down to the 2-minute warning.
How about that stiff arm?
Yeah.
You know, one thing this kid has is he's got a left jab that's scary. Boom. Powerful young man, Sean Green. He levied one in the AFC Championship game last year against the Steelers.
Excellent awareness, staying in bounds. Get this clock down to the 2-minute warning.
Jets on their way to an even record of 3-3. He is the best Jet, Darrelle Revis, captain of the defensive side, all-pro, and tonight he's coming up with a couple of interceptions. One of them he took back for over 100 yards and a touchdown. It's a unique player, and all of his teammates and his coaches talk about the special coverage they can play because of his special ability. He takes away one side of the field and allows the Jets an extra body to help confuse defenses. DJ Connolly with the punt. Touchback, and Miami gets it at the 20 with $1:49 to go.
Well, they say it's Revis Island, and I can see why. Comparing him to Deion Sanders, probably the right thing to do. Watch this coverage rotate all over the place. They really don't care where these safeties end up. They'll put everybody into the short side of the field because they know they have Darrelle Revis at the bottom of the screen playing man-to-man. Man, I like this music too, Jaws. But they can flood other zones with Jets and leave Revis all by himself. He just gives them so much coverage flexibility. It's amazing.
You know, coming into tonight's game, he'd only given up 5 completions in 5 games. That's 1 a game.
He's probably seen more action tonight than he's seen all year long.
I agree.
And it was almost like he heard Brandon Marshall's message from Miami, how he's going to be a monster and he's going to go crazy in this game. And it's like Revis said, okay, I'll be there.
Well, we were out of practice on Saturday, and number 19, Patrick Turner, was wearing that Brandon Marshall number. There were a couple fights out of practice, so Darrelle Revis was already getting ready on Saturday for this matchup.
Well, that was one of the intriguing things as you look at Marshall against Revis tonight and what happened when they've been matched up. Marshall has 2 other catches, but 4 of them when guarded by Revis. Jaws, he got upset with the guy on the show team who was giving him the look and pretending to be Brandon Marshall in practice. And we asked, he said, Revis gets upset when that guy doesn't give him the proper look, when he does something wrong.
Because Revis studies so hard his opponent, he knows where the depth of his route should be, where his landmark should be. And if he's not getting a good picture, he takes it out on the scout team.
That's why he got upset. $1:18 left as Moore picks up the first down. And there you see the Revis career numbers.
Amazing football player.
Ooh. We're watching Matt Moore here in this last minute, and Moore, as long as he can stay healthy, will have this job. He gets hit as he throws from Marshall down the sideline with Revis in coverage, and the pass is incomplete. Just one point, because people are talking about many teams in the NFL saying, tank the rest of your season. Andrew Luck's out there at Stanford. As good a prospect, Mel Kiper said, as good a prospect since John Elway coming out of college. I want to make one point. We're about a third of the way through the season. There are 8 teams with 0 or 1 win. So there are a whole bunch of teams whose fan bases, understandably so, if you need a quarterback, say, wouldn't it be great if we're just bad all year and we get Andrew Luck?
That's quite a nice atmosphere you have there.
Well, only one of those teams is going to get the guy. There are a lot of teams that are in that boat a third of the way through the season. So just keep that in mind going forward. Strip, ball out of bounds and incomplete.
Aaron Maven again. Aaron Maven's come in here and quietly made a couple exciting plays. Disappointment as a Buffalo Bill, well documented. People called him a bust, but he likes Rex Ryan's defense. It's the second time he's made a chase effort flash play for the Jets tonight, but there's no guarantee, Mike, that Andrew Luck's even coming out.
He still could come back.
Right. He could come back to Stanford. I wouldn't be surprised if he did.
Well, we had him down to the Orange Bowl last year and being out to practice. There's no question the guy is a special talent. He would have been the #1 pick last year, this year, and next year.
Cam Newton ain't bad either.
You're right.
Moore got hit by Maven. And downfield, that's ruled incomplete. And that Moore won't make 4 weeks if he keeps taking shots like this.
Yeah, well, Matt Moore is throwing a lot of nice balls on the hands of his wide receivers, and they've dumped on him. They have not come up with the catches for him.
Once again, it's Aaron Maven, number 51. You're going to see him come from someplace, hit him right there late. Legal. Aaron Maven showing some impressive plays tonight.
His game is speed, John. That's one thing he's shown tonight. You get him chasing the quarterback, he's going to make some plays for you.
Not only is Miami going to go back home 0-5, remember they just won 1 home game last year and obviously haven't this year. They have Denver and Tim Tebow coming to town. And the night ends with a sack. As Jamal Westerman out of Rutgers comes in to make the sack. And even though it's fourth down, thankfully they let the clock run and this game's over. 24-6. Brian Cox, former Jet coach. Jet with the greeting there. These two teams will see each other at the end of the season. Jets are 3-3. The Dolphins fall to 0-5. With John Gruden, Roger Jaworski, Susie Calder, and our Monday Night Football team. Mike Tirico here at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. It's been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Jets 24, Dolphins 6. SportsCenter next.